Lloyd Vehicle Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below.
Good afternoon. Today is the 4th of June and it's time for yet another vague, rambling and not particularly interesting vlog. I know some of you really like these, and this is why those of you who are on the Seat Toledo and above levels of channel membership get to see these on the day of recording or thereabouts. Everyone else, you'll see this at some point in July, which is fine, because I don't believe in putting content behind a paywall, really. Obviously everything that I feel gets released, which some of you will like, some of you will be indifferent about, but that's fine, really. So I wanted to record this video actually back in May, and I did make a sort of version of this in a more general sense back then, because the job that I've been doing today for a client was postponed, and today was the day that we were able to do it. Eventually my client decided that what was on offer for the budget we initially had was not suitable, so he decided to find some other finance, which is good, and then we went again today to find something for him and his family with the extra finance. So I'm just going to go through the process of what that's sort of like, just for your sort of interest, all of you who were there. Some of you, I'm sure you're not fussed about this particularly, but with something like Salvage Rebuilds UK or Chops Garage or a channel like that, you very much see what it is that they do on a daily basis. You see very much what the inner workings are like, and people have actually asked me, I know this sounds ridiculous, but to sort of document what I'm up to if I'm actually doing one of these jobs. Now the difference in this is that I can't really go into a business with a client there and just start recording, because I don't always like to sort of say to people particularly what it is that I'm doing. Sorry, my microphone probably went crazy with that. I don't really like to do that very often. Very often I'll just say I'm just helping out, or something like that. I won't necessarily say things to them unless it actually does help get some money off a car. I have done that in the past, and it sometimes does help, because they know that it might be getting some repeat business from someone. I might recommend their business to somebody else. But in this instance, I didn't. I just say I'm just a friend, I'm helping out, which was fine in this occasion. So I've known my friend for a long time. I knew him when we lived just on the outskirts of London for a while, and I have actually done 2 other jobs for his family before. One was in 2018 and one was in 2020. In fact, the last job I did before the first lockdown was for his father-in-law. So he was looking for a car to replace a 2013 Ford C-Max with a forbidden fuel engine. We can't talk about it very much, but I just need to say as well that it had the power shift gearbox in it. And some of you who are mechanically inclined will know that that is not a good sort of car to have. So he'd been having a few problems with it, although to be fair, the car is immaculate. It's really, really clean. The mileage isn't particularly high on it, and once the gearbox had been serviced recently and everything, it's been alright really. But who knows what will happen in the future with something like that. So ultra emission zone, non-compliant, and his father-in-law lives in Balham, which is in southwest London. So with the current situation, with that zone being on the boundary of the North and South Circular, Balham being, I don't know, a mile outside the South Circular, it's just about okay at the moment for him to come to visit. But also with the expanded, the second expansion of the ultra emission zone being projected for August 2023 to the Greater London boundary, that is going to be even more a problem. So there are 2 reasons there: ultra emission zone issues, and also the power shift gearbox Third thing, of course, and this is really the most important thing, I just think, is that he has another child on the way. He's lady wife and he have 2 children at the moment, and there's another one on the way. So they need a larger car with 7 seats. The car we looked at is actually one of the few that you can buy for sort of money and in the condition that they wanted, with 3 Isofix seats in the middle row, and there's also a third row there too. So loads and loads and loads of space, not a problem, and one of the most popular models for the kind of budget you're looking at, about £12,000, is the Volkswagen Chiran and the Seat Alhambra. Now in this country, a lot of those had forbidden fuel engines for a long time, until production ended in 2021, I think it ended actually. We're only looking at the last generation, which came out in 2010, and we did consider 2 other cars, Volkswagen Touran, which she didn't think was big enough actually, and you can't fit the 3 child seats across the middle, and also the Toyota Verso. Now I found an example of a Verso with very low mileage. It was like 27,000, and they're very reliable, those cars in general. But he really wanted an Alhambra or a Chiran, and for the budget he was looking at, he wanted a petrol one, clearly. He wanted an auto because that's what he's used to driving. I don't think his lady wife would be able to drive anything other than an auto actually. So we needed a petrol automatic. He wanted less than 60,000 on the clock, and he wanted, you know, a car in really nice condition. Now the easiest way to get one of those at the moment is to actually get a Japanese import. You think, why would you need to import a Volkswagen from Japan? The reason is because they tend to be quite highly spec'd, and they tend to be quite well looked after, and quite low mileage, a lot of them. And this pair of cars we looked at, the place where we went to did have a Touran as well, but he just ruled it out. I've been looking at it, so it's too small. So we had a look at one Chiran with both Japanese imports, and there was a silver one and there's a blue one. So the silver one, he just found that because it hadn't had the Japanese radio taken out and it was still in kilometres, it wasn't quite for him, and it wasn't, you know, the mileage was pretty low, but it you know, just maybe not quite the right one. We then looked at the second one that the dealership had. I don't often kind of recommend just looking at something that's there if I hadn't checked it out first, but in this instance, because there's very few of these actually around, and there are some places that do them, but this place has had a selection where you can look at a Touran and these 2 Chirans as well. So the second one was a bit more expensive, and it had the speedometer converted into miles an hour, and it had the Japanese aftermarket radio taken out, which is better. You don't have a Japanese lady talking to you every time you turn the car on, and also it's a much more up-to-date system. It still has reversing camera functioning, which the original system also had, but it's a lot better fit in terms of centre content. It looks like an old Volkswagen unit, but it's not. It's a modern one with things like, you know, Android Auto and Sat Nav, it's up to date and all that sort of stuff, and you know, the camera still works. All round parking sensors on this one, in addition to heated seats and tri-zone climate control and 2 electric doors and all kinds of exciting things that you can have in the Chiran. Even as a 2011 model, it was very, very well equipped, immaculate in terms of the bodywork. The tyres all needed changing, and you know, the air conditioning wasn't currently functioning because it's regas, I think. I don't know why garages just do this. They sort of don't do the work that they know is going to have to be done. They just sort of leave it there and hope you don't notice or something. And, you know, so we negotiated the price, and he decided to part exchange the Ford, which is fine. They're not worth an awful lot of money, even in the current crazy climate of second-hand car prices. And yes, the blue one, they decided, even though it was a bit more expensive than the silver one, that's what I wanted to have. And yes, although the dealership tried to sort of not give him very much money for his part exchange, and tried to sort of claim that the extra cost of the infotainment system was not included in the price. Obviously they changed it over and changed the speedometer. We were able to argue that because that had been advertised on the internet, that he shouldn't charge us extra for that, and we should have that included in the price. which we did. So we then were able to close the deal successfully. He's left a deposit. Now the car needs a bit of work. It's actually going to have a new MOT as well. The MOT on it's fine. It's got 5 months left, but you know, just for peace of mind, it's going to have a nice 12-month MOT on it. And he seems happy with his purchase. His lady wife seems happy. It's always very important to keep your lady wife happy. That's kind of it. Obviously, I checked, you know, the tyres and if the electrics work and all that sort of stuff. I've got the electric tailgate when it works. Not that you need an electric tailgate in a car like that, but it was there. Windows all work and things. Radio system seems to work. And yeah, brakes are fine. Tyres don't need replacing, but that's okay. And yeah, so he seems happy. We'll probably have that car another at least 5 years, like he did his current one, and another job sort of well done. So there we go. That's what I've been doing today, and that's what I tend to do for clients. Normally I would see more than one dealership, but he was adamant that he just wanted to see that one, which is fine. And we probably see, you know, probably more cars than we actually ended up driving, but that's what he wanted and that's what we got. So not the most exciting thing for me to say, but people have asked to hear what I actually do, and that's what I do. So thank you ever so much indeed for watching this very vague vlog. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below. I very much appreciate all the support that everybody gives. Even watching this video right now, you're helping to support the channel, which is fantastic. And we'll see you again soon for more incredibly vague vlogs.